afternoon, nighttime, random counting. This is Spooky Suki, and I am here with a fat-ass squirrel.
Hello!
And it is a fall day. A fall day.
It is a fall day.
The future, because we're not recording this on the day it's releasing.
Well, I hope it's fall where you are, because it's fall where I am right now.
It's falling apart. That's what it is.
Oh, no. Oh, that's actually a good one.
Bam! Sometimes I got the shit.
I saw something like that the other day. That was I'm a work in prog mess.
Oof, yeah. That's I just smell that goddamn cucumber still.
Yeah, we're back with the cucumber bullshit.
It's bad. It's terrible.
The flavor.
Ugh. Anyway, yes. Shall we do?
We're gonna roll right into the news.
I don't know.
Yeah, go for it.
I guess. Did you know we have a 10th planet in our solar system?
We have a lot of planets in the solar system. Some of them are just dwarf planets.
Do you consider Pluto a dwarf planet, or do you consider it an actual planet?
It's a dwarf planet. But there's also like Ceres and Sedna.
Those are moons, right?
No, Ceres.
All right.
is an
Well, this is
like a fertile planet, like a big boy.
It's like Pluto, basically.
Oh, yeah. The Sedna?
No.
Is it Maki Maki?
No. It is none of the ones you've stated so far.
No.
I don't even know of the ones you've said.
They're all Kuiper Belt objects.
I don't care about that.
Oh, okay.
Now, this one is actually, like, closer than Pluto sometimes.
Oh?
Yep. So, its name is Eris. It was discovered in...
Eris.
Yes.
Yes.
It was discovered in 2005. And as I said, it is sometimes closer to us than Pluto is. It takes 557 Earth years to make its full orbit. And the discovery of Eris is why Pluto got demoted.
Oh.
So this is what caused the Pluto issue.
You're right, 2005.
But a lot of people don't know about Eris, which is weird.
Part of the propaganda.
Kind of weird, I would say. Because, yeah, it comes closer than Pluto, and it's about the same size, too, and it even has a moon for itself. But when it's farthest away from the sun, its atmosphere actually, like, freezes and falls like snow.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy and pretty cold. Pretty cold.
Yeah.
So there you go.
The air just becomes solid.
Snow. Yeah. It snows. It snows.
Oh.
Snows the air. Doesn't sound like a fun time.
I don't know if I like that.
But then when it gets closer to the sun, it thaws. And then it's back to normal planeting. Planeting? Whatever.
Yes.
Words are hard.
What planets do?
What the planets are doing.
Revolve?
News about another planet, though. This one's a bit closer to us.
Is it Mars?
It is. It is Mars.
Mars is cool. I like Mars. Lots of robots live on Mars.
So, new evidence suggests that Mars does indeed have water.
Yeah.
But at some point, obviously, the atmosphere got a bit too whack. And there's not water on the surface now. But the water is most likely under the surface in cracks.
Oh. Okay.
So different fissures and stuff. So it's not really like a reservoir or anything. So it's not like a big floop of water. It's just in the cracks of the planet.
So, like, does it exist in like in a river form, or is it like how groundwater is here?
Yeah,
where
I mean,
water just the soil is just so damp that it just holds water.
Not really, because we have the Ogallala Aquifer under us.
Yeah, but the Ogallala Aquifer, it's not just like a giant lake.
But it is more, it's, how do you describe it? It's not just like, where this is in, like, they're not big cracks. It's just a shit ton of small cracks.
Okay.
So it's not like an aquifer, where it's like,
got it,
bunch of water, all kind of together-ish. No, it's like all over the fucking place, just kind of in the surface.
That's absolutely fascinating. But
the problem is we can't really figure that out. They have found evidence of it, but they can't confirm it because so the deepest hole that we have dug into our surface
Yeah.
Usually using like specialized tools and shit, was 7.6 miles deep.
Yeah, the Kola borehole.
Yeah, the borehole.
Yeah.
The water is most likely 7 to 12 miles under the surface of Mars.
That's a bit more.
Of Mars. So we'd have to get all of that shit to Mars, and we still wouldn't make it, most likely.
We could do it. Just eat that shit into space. If we can catch a rocket, we can throw it. We can throw a drill.
Just get a nuclear rocket and just blow a hole in the surface.
No, it'd be great. We can get like DeWalt to like sponsor the whole thing.
DeWalt. I like how that's your prime machinery.
That was the
DeWalt.
That was the house that I was sorted into when I became a 30-year-old.
Jesus Christ.
Actually, I have a lot of Black & Decker tools too, but they're old school and they're awesome. Anyway.
I forget, like, when I'm doing stuff, I completely forget about tools. Like, I just do shit by hand all the time.
Yeah.
And then he, like, comes in and he's like, you could have just used the drill for that. And I'm like, you know what?
Shut the fuck up.
Putting my blood, sweat, and tears into this shit. No power tools, damn it. That's not true, because I did use a sander on the last thing I did.
What about a heat gun for your reps?
Yeah, I've almost burned myself on that thing quite a few times.
Nice.
It's kind of dangerous. Anywho, yeah, so we probably won't actually figure that out for quite some time.
Mm.
But evidence suggests. So there you go on that.
We'll get our smartest guys on it.
Okay, so I can't remember which, but there's an Indiana Jones film. With the Holy Grail, was that Raiders of the Lost Ark?
The one with the Holy Grail is probably Indiana Jones in Search of the Holy Grail.
Okay, that's
Wait,
the name of the
Monty
movie.
Python?
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever actually like sat down and watched an Indiana Jones movies. I've seen bits and pieces of some of them, and I can't tell you which is which by any means. And I've only watched whatever fucking Monty Python one like once because somebody forced me to watch it. I thought it was stupid, but it's
British humor.
That's fine. I get that. I watch British comedy and shit all the time, so it's not that. It's just like stupid movies are not my thing. Oh. Anywho, so the filming location was in Petra.
Yes. Yeah, Jordan.
There's now a secret tomb that's been found underneath. With,
oh my God, it's actually real.
With 12 skeletons in it.
Mm.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they manifested that into existence.
We should definitely dig those up because they're probably not cursed or, will just make you die.
See, here's my question, though.
Yeah.
Why do we do that? Why do we dig people up?
I just want to figure out what was going on.
Okay, what's the limit?
Oh, like when does grave robbing become archaeology?
What's the magic number? Please do tell. How many years does it take?
Until you can reliably tell that there's no one related to them. I mean, yeah, we're all related to each other, yes. We go back far enough. But no, that was my great-grandpa.
No, because I feel like people do that sometimes too, as archaeology things, but nevertheless. Anyway. But one thing that kind of came into my mind when I saw that, it was ancient Egypt, it was so old that ancient Egyptians were digging up other ancient Egyptians because of how long it had been since they had died. Yeah,
when Cleopatra was in power, the pyramids were 5,000 years old to her.
Shit's crazy.
It's they're even ancient to her. So how did this? She didn't even know.
Yeah, so they're just digging up their own people.
I don't know if they did.
They did. That was what I had read, that they had started digging up
trying to figure out
their own people.
We didn't write this down. We don't know.
Which makes you wonder if this. So the stuff we're finding for ancient Egypt, for hieroglyphs and stuff, it makes you wonder how. Since there was so much of ancient Egypt over a time period, you gotta wonder if the hieroglyphs had changed over the ages.
Oh yeah.
Modern, language does, as it do, So it makes you wonder, like, if some of the stuff we've mistranslated because it's like, oh, this is this certain time slang.
Isn't there I think it's an ice cream sandwich video where he's trying to make like the ultimate alphabet, and bird from hieroglyphics is one of the characters.
Like, oh man. It's weird.
No, and that was actually one of the things like why the Rosetta Stone is such a big deal, is because we didn't know how to translate hieroglyphics, and we found a stone that had a message written in Greek, Demotic, which is like it's okay. You know how like Japanese has like multiple writing style or writing languages.
There's only 3, and they don't. I think that's what people are confused about Japanese. They're not like that different.
Yeah,
from each other.
But this is the analogy that I'm drawing. It's like one was like hiragana, one was katakana. Well, this is hieroglyphics. This is demotic. Like they said the same things. They were just written different ways, or like print or like cursive writing. It was like that. It was the same thing, but it was just a different way of like looking at it.
All right, I gotcha.
Yeah,
carry on.
But yeah, because it basically hieroglyphs. It's writing in emojis is what it is.
So the other one, when was that used? Were the hieroglyphs and this other system used at the same time?
Well, one again, it was like script and like.
Yeah, but usually there's a why.
Well,
that's what I'm asking.
It was
What's
like
the
for
why
formal stuff. That's why all
the
the temples had hieroglyphics in it, because it was like the formal way of writing things.
And then like the other one was like just
that was like I need like 5 loaves of bread.
Oh,
like
gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm like, why? There has to be a reason.
Yeah. But like the Rosetta Stone, like it was this huge thing, like cracked everything open. It was some guy just like, it was a chunk of wall in his house. Like it's like they didn't know what the fuck it was.
Oh, that was like, I heard a guy moved to like an apartment in Rome or whatever, and like accidentally punched a hole in his wall, and there was a freaking ancient tunnel behind it. It's like, that's insanity. But you wouldn't like have that kind of shit happen around here much.
No, because
I guess maybe
before.
Yeah, maybe in like the big cities there's some of that.
I would imagine,
but it's not nearly as old.
No,
because America isn't nearly as old.
But especially cities that faced great cataclysm, like Chicago with the fire, or even like Augusta, Georgia, where with Sherman's March to the Sea, where it was literally burned everything to the ground and things were rebuilt over the top. I bet you would find like ruins of things down below. Same thing with like New York. It's been torn down and built up and torn down and built up.
No, there's that whole conspiracy of like there's a whole another New York
city
under.
Below. Yeah.
It's like, who has the time?
Well, bored people.
Good God. I guess.
People with nothing else to do.
I suppose. All right, what else do I got?
Oh, before we get too far away from Pluto and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
There was a website back in the early days of the internet called ymtbd.com. It's You're the Man Now, Dog. It comes from Finding Forrester. It's great. What the website was is think like really old school memes set to like small sound bites, like what our reels are now, but it was memes instead of videos. And one of them, well, there was just all types of stuff, and it was absolutely hilarious. A lot of anime things, but one of them was it was, how could this happen to me? How could this happen to me? So that's playing, and it's just a picture of Pluto, and like text starts writing up as like a letter, and it's like, I guess you guys don't need me anymore. If you want to find me, I'll be where my orbit meets Neptune's.
Jesus.
And it's playing emo music in the background. It's like, oh no.
Speaking of old internet and emo music, I've been finding across platforms and things that there are now youngins out there complaining that everything is so fucking lifeless these days. Mm-hmm. And it was like, there was one where a guy, or like one of these kids was, they like took the old Hot Topic website and then had the new one. And he's like, what is this bullshit? What is this? Why is this happening?
I need to see that. Oh man. Hot Topic used to be the shit.
Oh yeah, and the old logo was so much cooler than...
Yeah, because it was all like metal font.
Yeah,
like,
and you could pick what genre of bullshit you were in.
Yeah, are you metal? Cool. Are you goth?
Yeah,
cool. Are you
like
punk?
there's a
cool.
whole drop-down menu where you could pick that shit. And yeah, and he was just saying that about like fashion. He was like putting that like ideology towards everything. He's just like, everything sucks. I would have much rather been born and had my heyday in like the 2000s. And I was just like, you're not wrong. Because it's like you get all of these websites like Dolls Kill and stuff that like steal like actual alternative artists like stuff.
Yeah.
And then just like make it super cheaply and put it on the internet. It's like, here's some alternative stuff. And it's like, that's never what alternative was for. It's like you'd go fucking thrifting and trash a t-shirt for $2. Like, it's a mess. But then, he went on and was like, he compared something else to that was like that. It's like, things are kind of shit right now, aren't they? And then in the comments, somebody was like, wait till he hears about MySpace.
Oh, no. The height of all awesomeness of the internet.
MySpace.
I heard it put this way, and it actually is like, God damn, that makes a lot of sense. Is the early days of the internet was people. Now it's companies.
Yeah. And another stat that I read the other day is now 9 out of 10 posts are made by bots.
Yeah.
It's like, that's insanity. And then you get all of these other accounts on and stuff on like Facebook and Instagram where they're just like blatantly stealing somebody's video and not doing anything to like even try to make it like they don't change the audio or anything. Because that was a thing that had been done for a while, was people would skirt around the copyright by changing like the pitch of the audio.
Oh, yeah. Or like mirroring it so it's
so then
right
filters wouldn't get it. But now they're not even bothering it. People are just straight up like ripping people's videos off the internet.
Well, because you actually have to have a human watch it and report it.
Yeah.
Which is happening less and less.
Yep. And that's the same with like people's artwork getting ripped off. Mm-hmm. They can report it, but most of the time it's like a big company taking it.
Yeah.
So it's like these little small artists can't sue these big companies because these big companies will do everything in their power to make it such a hassle that you won't do anything about it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a not litigious tactic.
And then all of the AI stuff. I could do a whole ass episode on
AI art and how awful it is.
Yeah. Music now, too. It's getting into where there's music.
Yeah.
And
was it last summer, that Off to the Bar We Go song? Like, it was clearly AI. Like, it worked, but it's like, you're right. These words in this order make a country song.
Yeah.
Like,
like, I've listened to a couple of them, and it's definitely like Uncanny Valley. Yeah. For sure. And it's just like, but then there's people who are like, oh yeah, this is a future. And it's like,
future sucks.
This is a fucking terrible future. I don't want this.
So have you heard of the dead internet theory? That's what a lot of this is approaching. That
is true.
A vast majority, like over 90% of the internet is just like bots, and there's actually like no human interaction in it. I mean, even think of like the YouTube channels that you watch and how much of a drop in the bucket that is compared to the vast amount of stuff that's on that website.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a bad time to be on the internet these days. Yeah. To be the internet.
And it really sucks because like once someone figured out how to make money on it, then that's all it became.
Yeah. Well, and now
that's capitalism for you.
Now I've noticed when you like Google shit, it'll come up with like an AI.
Yeah, and it's always fucking wrong.
Yeah, it's always wrong. And I'm like, yeah, but like somebody who doesn't know any better is just gonna think that fucking wrong thing.
Yeah.
And then go around tell other people that wrong thing. And then like those people can look it up, but they're gonna get the same goddamn answer. Mm-hmm. That's wrong. Like it's a bad time out there. It's a bad time.
And I'm kind of hoping that things will correct and like move away from that.
Well, what they really need to do is limit it a bit, I think. There needs to be rules and regulation around AI.
Yeah.
Because it's just everywhere now, and it's wrong most of the time.
There's the thing is, we're just using the tool for the wrong thing. Like, there's actually a new mammogram form that uses, like, you know, extrapolating AI models, and they can actually find, like, breast cancer, like, by, like, on the cellular level. So, like, years before you even, like, grow your first tumor, it can be detected and eliminated.
Holy shit.
And, like, non-invasive.
Yeah, like, that's a good thing.
But no, instead we're using it to sell fucking candy to kids.
Yeah.
Like,
and make... And see, that's the other thing, is, like, it's not making the art. It's just taking other people's art and shoving it together.
Yeah.
That's all it does. It's stealing from, like, people that actually make stuff.
The thing is it's actually growing too fast and out of control now, where it's actually using AI-generated art to make more AI-generated art.
Yeah, and it just keeps getting worse.
So now it's a snake eating its own tail.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean when, like, I hope these things kind of go almost like independent, like what indie was like back in, like, the early 2000s. It was like, you know, you'd have to go to, like, you know, some, you know, weird kid's house and listen to cool music there because, like, it doesn't exist anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean,
Like,
shit, even us. Like,
yeah, I think maybe the problem is we're too reliant on the internet.
we definitely are.
Yeah. So maybe we do need to go back analog a bit.
Yeah, which is cool because a lot of that like technique is really starting to come back. Like, that's why you see, like, vinyls and stuff.
Yeah, because I think people are like, fuck this.
Yeah, you know what AI can't get its hands on? Physical media.
Yeah. And
you know, Amazon can't charge me a subscription to the actual CD that I own.
well, and that's the other thing is, I don't know, for anyone who makes stuff, it's bad.
Yeah.
For musicians, it's bad because it takes your music stuff away, and but also streaming has been such a detriment to musicians because you don't get hardly any money from it.
Well, that, and I think I've said this a few times, not only to you, but I think on this podcast, is
perhaps
people don't come out with albums anymore, which really sucks. Like, some of my favorite songs aren't singles.
No, people are still coming out with albums, but the problem is if it's not out on a single already and they know they like it, they don't want anything else. They won't listen to anything else, even though it might be good. Mm-hmm. The other songs on the album might be good. They don't care. They only want to listen to that single anyways. So it's less of the artists and it's more of the consumers that are a problem.
Well, no, and it's what's fed to them too.
Yeah, that too. Algorithms are fucked up all around, everywhere. But not a good time to be someone making shit, is what I'm saying, because your shit's getting stolen, or it's getting not what it's worth, or I don't know. If you're making stuff on the internet these days, you're probably getting screwed over in one way or another by somebody.
Yeah. I think if you are a creator, you know, whether you're doing music, whether you're doing art, you know, even like a writing, you need to find a way to get to actual people. Like, throwing it out into the void, you might reach one person.
Yeah.
But if you can, like, actually, like, talk to people, or have a way that people can reach you, and then be able to share it directly with people.
That's what social media was supposed to be.
Exactly.
And it's not anymore. I don't know. It's hard. It's tough because, like, you want to go out there and you want to get your stuff out there, but people are only interested in it if it's on the internet.
Well, 'cause it's just easily accessible. I mean, we walk around with this thing in our pockets every goddamn day.
Yeah.
You're probably listening to this on your phone.
Yes. Here we are on the Spotify, the Amazon, the whatnot.
The YouTubes, yeah, as we're trashing all these things.
Woo! I mean...
Not for what they are, not because they are a platform, but how the platform works.
Well, it's like we couldn't do this any other way either. We can't make CDs of this.
Yeah.
That would be
what
weird.
What this used to be called was, you know, conversations. Or actually it would be radio talk, like
oh, yeah,
AM
on the radio.
is what this would be.
And nobody cares about the radio anymore either. No. The radio is now only scheduled stuff.
Yeah.
Which is insane. And it's not really about the broadcasters anymore either.
Well, yeah, because that like I remember growing up, like the DJ's personality was like, no.
Yep. It's like, all right, this is what we're going to listen to.
Like weeknights in Lincoln on 103.1 The Blaze, it was Samantha Knight, and she was awesome. She was like this goth chick that like did rock music. It was great.
But you can't do that anymore on the radio either. Everything is scheduled and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someday we'll get back to the roots of being creative people, but I don't think anytime soon. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, it's not that people aren't creative. It's...
No, it's just, it's hard to be a creative person right now.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get back to a day where it's not so bad, but with all of this AI stuff and how many beans people are putting into it, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. Unless we start having regulations on it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, it sucks that you have to put regulations on something where it's supposed to be like, oh, it's free for anything, all the things. And it's like, too much is also not so good. When you're searching up a baby peacock in Google Images and it's just showing a miniature version of a peacock.
Yeah, and it's clearly
instead
AI
of
generated.
an
it's
actual...
Hell, even just have just a button that says filter AI content.
Yeah.
Just turn it off. like, that would be amazing.
Little kids out there researching baby peacocks are going to think they look like miniature peacocks is the problem, I think, a little bit. So, I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe a toggle for them, but people are trying to make AI harder to tell the difference, and that's going to be an issue, I think, too. Anyways, we've talked about AI way too much this time.
Thanks for coming to our AI podcast.
Yeah. Our subtopic of how much we hate AI and the internet right now.
As we're on the internet.
On the internet. Woohoo. Spotify, please don't cancel us.
They're not listening.
No, I mean, it's probably not a person listening, but we have to go. It goes through a filter every time we post.
Huh.
So that's...
I didn't know that's how it works.
Yes, it does.
Well, as we finish up talking about the internet, go on the internet and buy our shit.
I mean, our shit isn't on the internet, though. You can only buy it from us directly. Right now, we don't have a store or anything. We might in the future, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we don't right now, mostly because I don't have an Etsy store or anything for my selling of stuff. I have a whole bin full of stuff under my sewing desk
to sell,
and I've gotten absolutely fucking nowhere with it. So, I mean, if you want to buy other random crap that I have, feel
Spooky
free
has a store.
to message me and be like, what you got there? I got some cat coasters.
Hell yeah.
And some dice bags or knick-knack bags, whatever.
They're pretty
bags.
Bad.
They're drawstring bags. You can put anything in them. But they're mostly used for dice.
You can also go on the internet and talk to us. Social medias. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Find us on Patreon.
Patreon.com/randomroulette.
Throw us your money. We'll throw you some cool shit.
If you support us, we would be very grateful because technically we're losing money on this podcast.
Yeah. There's just basic upkeep for all the services that we post on. We do have to pay a fee to do all that.
We have to have those good old subscriptions. So helping us out would be awesome if you could. Anyways.
So what you got for us, Spooky?
So what is your favorite filled food?
Filled food.
Filled food.
Oh, man. Hot Pockets or pizza rolls, bro. Ooh,
oh, really? Not Runzas?
Not
no, you were talking about last episode? Did a whole ass episode on them and they're not even your favorite?
I mean,
that is a filled food, technically.
Have you ever had a cowboy burger?
No.
Where it's it's a burger, but the bun goes all the way around it?
I don't think I'd like that.
Oh. It's not soggy.
No, but that seems like too much bun to filling ratio.
I see.
There's a balance.
So what's your solution then?
What's my solution?
Yeah.
What's my favorite filled food?
Yeah.
Donuts. With Bavarian cream.
Barbarian cream. It's
Barbarian.
blood and guts of my
I
enemies.
never said barbarian. I said barbarian.
Yeah, that's
what I said the entire time.
bottle of water.
You illiterate fuck. No, it's not.
Bavarian.
No, it's not Bavarian. It's barbarian for the cream. I am telling you right the fuck
I don't think
now.
there's an R.
There is.
Bavaria?
I don't think you know how to spell.
Bavaria. Bavaria.
There's an R.
All right.
You can look it up if you want, but I'm pretty sure there's an R. Barbarian cream.
All right.
Anytime I've said it, they know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, see, here's the thing: we just lie to you all the time, and it's just that way. You just
I'm not you. Get the fuck out of here. All right, let's talk about dough that has a sweet or savory filling.
okay.
So, let's rewind our clock a little bit and transport ourselves to the Han Dynasty, which is from
China
206B to 220 AD. What's the new thingies for that now?
So it's the exact same dates, but it just takes the religiosity out of it. So it's BC or BCE, which is before Common Era, and CE, which is Common Era.
Okay, I like that idea.
But it's the same thing as BC and AD. Yeah. But it's universal because not everyone's Christian.
I think we could have made that more fun, I feel like, but it's fine. Or there's a pre-post Malone and post Malone.
Yeah. If you're James Pumphrey.
All right, so the
1986, 10 years before Post Malone was born.
Toast Malone. The sage of traditional Chinese medicine.
Like the spice? Oh.
The dude.
Oh, okay.
What
are we doing with this sage?
Jiaozi
Okay.
returned to his ancestral village for the winter. He hadn't been there for a hot minute, by the way. This is a side point to that.
Okay.
He hadn't been there for a while. But when he wandered into the village, he found that many of the villagers were kind of falling on some hard times.
Like they're poor or they're sick?
No, the winter was nasty.
Oh, okay.
They were trying to cope with the harsh cold, and a lot of them were suffering from some good old frostbite.
Okay.
Which is bad news. So, Zhang? Yes. See, it's so, the Z's...
Yeah, the Z's and the X's do the same
thing. No, X's are different. Because X's are more...
They're like shh.
Yeah.
Like
where
shine.
the Z's are almost more of like a...
Like a DH, like a J.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard step. I don't know how to do Chinese very well. Zhang sprung into action. So what he did is he went around and got everyone's leftover meat and vegetables. And what he did was put them in like the little leftover scraps of dough, folding them into little ear shapes and boiling them. The villagers loved these little things so much, they ate them long after spring had come. So they had basically survived the winter because of these little guys. These were then called Jiaozi. Like I said, not good at Chinese.
Zhao.
Jiaozi.
Jiaozi. Okay.
Jiaozi. Although some were saying that this isn't the true origin of these. Many sources say that they were brought from nomadic Turkic people who called them Mantu.
Oh, so yeah, like along the Silk Road.
So this
like through Central Asia.
No. Before that.
The Turkish are from Asia.
Before the Silk Road is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Like this would have been probably right before the Silk Road came about.
How are Turks getting all the way over there?
This was like as they were like doing like it was in process, and they were like,
okay. This is before all the trade was established.
In process.
Okay, this was like the more nomadic part before. Okay.
Yes,
they didn't know they were connecting these two things. They were just walking in a direction.
Yep.
Okay.
They were just going about their business.
That makes more sense.
They were nomadic, very. So that's been widely debated whether it was the the sage of medicine or the Turkic people.
Some jerk wandering through the Asian steppe.
Yep. That was something that I'd found out is widely debated, and it's like, jeez. Anyways, their popularity very much grew and started spreading throughout China, where they were kind of getting little variations of said Jiaozi, which the other one was wonton.
Oh.
So they were getting variations going about, because China is enormous, and this is before the Mongol Empire came about.
Yeah. The idea of like Chinese food is because China's so large, like different parts of China have very different food.
Yeah. So extended families often, when they would get together, they would make big batches for everyone, and then take them as like a parting gift.
Oh yeah, here, take some of these with you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so that permeates through like that sounds like a Midwestern thing,
Yeah.
or like a Eastern European thing.
Yeah, so like everyone would sit down and they'd all put their efforts in making.
Here, honey, take some leftovers.
Yeah, they would, well, basically it was like they were making it all together.
Oh.
And then they would split it and go their separate ways.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah. So on Chinese New Year, Jiaozi is served at the stroke of midnight, because the name actually sounds similar to an old saying that means stepping into a new era. So it's like a good luck thing of passing into the new year. So there you go. All right, turn the page. So then they got all over China, obviously. And then they spread to Korea due to the Mongolian invasions in the 13th century, around 1231. Korean mandu, now notice that name, mandu, which the Turkic people called them mantu.
Oh.
So is that a precursor to the one? It's been widely debated. Anyway, mandu was a result of this, which is a kind of staple in dim sum between Korea and China. They have dim sum stuff, but it's a staple of dim sum now.
Okay.
So in China, they were eaten by pretty much anyone and everyone, but
so they're universal food. They don't want like a high class thing or a low class thing. Everyone just like.
But in Korea, it was a part of the royal cuisine only until the early Joseon dynasty, which was from 1392 to 1910, which is really, really long. The Joseon dynasty is absolutely insane. That could be a whole another topic.
Yeah.
This is a fun legend, Korean legend for you.
Okay, why is Korean mythology always just like very strange?
You don't even know what it is yet.
No, but
it is strange.
You know, last time we talked about the Grim Reaper, their Grim Reaper is just like an angry librarian.
Yeah, and like they also have the like if you leave the fan on all night long, it'll kill you because there's a fan spirit. Yeah, I mean this one is on par for the course, by the way. So the legend is that during the reign of King Myeongjong.
You're not going to get that right. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm not either.
It's long. The king's father was deathly ill. He was super duper ill. He was like only allowed to lay down, which if you watch historical dramas, they're pretty damn serious about that, like lying down and doing nothing.
Oh, I thought that was just like a royalty thing because like royalty is like lazy. They can't be bothered to sit up.
That's like sick people. You lay on the ground and you do nothing the fuck else.
No, because like I mean, there's a lot of depictions. Like even like Hellenic like kings were always like lazy on lounge chairs and shit like that. Like what the hell's that one robot in Futurama? Hedonist bot. Yeah, he's literally a couch. Like
Yep. No, like that's a huge thing in.
Okay.
If like, even it permeates into even like anime stuff because you see where they're just tucked into the futon.
Yeah. Yes,
and they're not allowed to do shit.
I saw Coma Can't Communicate. Where Todd Noah gets sick.
If you're, which is weird because I feel like maybe it's a modern thing, but like in modern stuff, it's mostly like people like working while they're still sick until they like pass the fuck out.
Well, yeah, because
so that's more of an
capitalist America.
The lay down and do absolutely fuck all is definitely an older thing. But anyways, father was hella ill, on floor only. No do nothing. And a group of nomadic Mongol people were visiting, and the father was seen by their doctor, because apparently the
Mongols had different medicine. Well, yeah,
as they do.
As they destroyed other civilizations, they adopted the knowledge they had.
They got some stuff figured out. But the doctor advised the son to feed his father himself, basically. So the son cut a piece of his thigh and made it into mandu to feed to his father. And apparently after doing so, he was completely cured.
When in doubt, cannibalism, am I right? Like, what the hell?
I don't know! When I read that, I was just like, I had to read it like
no way.
I had to read it like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, what now? Excuse me. The Mongol guy was just like, yeah, just feed yourself to your dad. And the king was like, okay. And did it, and then he was fine. Like,
hey, it's only stupid if it doesn't work, right?
Allegedly, a Hong Solemn Gate was erected to honor the king's filial piety? Filial? I never know how to pronounce that one, and every time I hear it in a video, somebody pronounces it differently.
Fealty?
I have heard it 7,000 different ways, so I don't know anymore.
Okay.
So yeah. So then our lovely dough wrapped stuff.
I want to know what dough we put this thing in, because if I'm like...
Well, it's different. And we'll get to that. So
okay.
Shut up.
I was thinking, like, if I'm cutting some thigh muscle out, I'm not just, like, putting that thing in a Pop-Tart.
For that one.
Like,
you're talking about that one in particular. I'm going to guess it was kind of a thinner type dough.
Okay.
I don't know. I would hope they would season that, but I don't know. They didn't really have much about it.
Put some cumin and some chili powder on the wrapper and tortilla. It's a burrito now.
Make sure you add salt and pepper to your thigh. Anyway. So then they started to make their way onto the Silk Road, which is now established.
Yes.
We're there now. We're to the Silk Road. Which, if you don't know anything about the good old Silk Road.
That's where all the opium comes from.
Which could be a whole nother topic, because it's got its own bucket of insanity. Yep. But I'll give you some of the basics of the Silk Road. So the Silk Road was a trade route spanning about 4,000 miles, or 6,400 kilometers, crossing from the far edge of China all the way to Europe and Africa. Making many stops along the way, obviously, because you can't make that trip in one day. Especially back then.
It's a long walk.
It's a lot of walking, or a lot of carriage pulling for some
draft animals.
People or animals.
Oh, yeah. People probably did.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure some poor servant people had to, like, have a pelican duty that entire time, which would be terrible. Pelican? Don't know. Yet again, things I can't pronounce. Anyways. So as the dish traveled through, the recipe also started to evolve, blending with local flavors and ingredients.
Hey, that's what I topped out last time.
Heyo. The Middle East had their own version called manti, and sometimes served it with yogurt and sour cream. Another example that was given for this was a version of samosas.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's also included in this batch of things. Africa had banku and kenki. Don't know if I'm pronouncing those right either, so don't sue me. But they were made from like fermented cornmeal instead of more of the doughy texture. Okay. It was a bit of a different doughy texture. So you may
be like chewy.
You may be asking, what about the good old Europe? because obviously the Silk Road went all the way there.
Yeah. This is how we get crepes.
This is where we get kind of crazy. Perhaps. The first documentation in English came in the 17th century, but...
Yeah, what the hell does the English eat that's like stuffed with
we're
things?
fucking getting there.
I'm wondering, I'm thinking, come
on. But I have an inkling of a feeling that they were around before that good old English documentation. So the Polish have pierogi.
Yeah, pierogies.
Which was recorded in a cookbook in 1682, having either a sweet or savory filling. So this is something that apparently freaks a lot of people out, is the sweet fillings, which is like honey and fruit and creams and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think are delicious, but apparently it freaks some other people out.
I've never had a sweet pierogi.
I'm guessing it would be tasty.
Skalmir probably has. She likes pierogies.
I feel like that would be good.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Anyway, Germany has their own version with sweet or savory filling as well, called a noodle. When I looked up, this was also like how many ever weeks ago that I did all this. It sounded like the guy said noodle, but it's
strudel? Streusel?
Nope. Oh. Knodel.
Huh.
Noodle.
Yeah.
I called noodle.
Huh.
But there you go.
Never heard of that one.
So you may be asking about the land of the bland. Good old Great Britain.
Okay, that's hilarious.
So they did theirs.
You conquered the whole world for spices. Fucking use them.
I mean, they do curry.
Yeah, that they got from India. Anyway.
Yeah. Ireland also did something kind of similar to what they did, but...
This is like stuffed potato cakes or something like that.
No.
All right.
No.
Keep going.
So they did theirs a little different. They decided to forgo the filling on the inside and instead put it on the outside. Which is stew. They did stew. They put them in stew.
Oh. Well, yeah, like certain like dumpling soups, you just like shred the dough and you put it in there. But like, or it's the precursor to biscuits and gravy.
No, but that's fine. Now this is where we get super crazy.
It's like stew over biscuits.
Let's talk about
good.
France and Italy. What their version of pocket of dough? Can you guess?
Well, we already stepped over the Czech Republic, or Czechia as it is now.
Yeah, I'm missing a whole bunch of different ones.
Well, I think
because of length.
Well, yeah, the kolaches would be the one that I know. That's from Czechia.
We'll get to that later. But you just got to guess for France and Italy.
France, crepes, Italy, they've got to have some type of little pastry thing. Is that where donuts came from?
I think you're thinking too hard about it. Ravioli.
Oh, shit.
And tortellini.
Oh, God.
They made theirs into pasta.
Yeah.
But it's the same concept.
You're right. Yes. Dough on the outside, savory on the inside, cook it.
Yep.
Put sauce over the top. Son of a bitch.
Pasta. And of course, there's like other pastas with the same idea going on, but those are just the most prominent for the time being.
I think I figured out what Britain's was, but keep going.
But rumor is that, for Italy at least, that there's theories that suggest that these were developed independently from this whole movement.
So like convergent evolution of food.
But that has not been confirmed, and technically the timeline lines up with things going on that it would be this is just a different evolution of this said recipe. You also might be thinking of, what about our lovely gyoza from Japan?
Yeah, that's what I actually thought that the whole thing was going to be about was the origins of gyoza.
No.
It wasn't?
Well, kind of.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Because I was like, no, this is like, it's like, well, wontons, yeah, gyoza. You also said dim sum, which is the Chinese version.
When do you think Japan started with gyoza.
Oh God, I'm not good with dates, especially that old.
It doesn't have to be
especially
like
that far east.
specifically dates. Just like when do you think ish?
I
We
mean-
have a timeline kind of built up.
Yeah.
Where
yeah,
do you
yeah.
think they are on the
So
timeline?
I think by the time it got to like Korea, because then like Japan came from that, right?
Wrong. So this kind of surprised me as well.
Is gyoza a new thing?
World War II.
Shit, it is a new thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, it has later origins than you would think. But this is to do to the island being mainly closed off
Oh yeah, they didn't have a whole lot of
for
exchanges.
such a long ass time. So gyoza made its debut during.
That's right, because there was never ever
Yeah.
exchange between Korea and Japan, because that's where we get the kamikaze wins,
Yeah.
because they couldn't be invaded. Oh shit!
Gyoza made its debut during World War II after being brought back by soldiers that had gone to China.
Oh yeah, the whole invasion of Manchuria.
Yes.
Shit.
And the word gyoza is actually derived from the Mandarin word for Jiaozi, which is Jiaozi. Jiaozi.
Yes.
Giaoze. Jiaozi, which uses the same kanji.
Of course.
Imagine that. The difference between gyoza from Jiaozi is gyoza actually has more garlic flavor to it. But other than that, they're basically the same thing.
I thought gyoza is more about like the sauce.
Yeah, I mean, but it's the same sauce still.
Ah, I see.
Because Jiaozi also uses like sweet chili sauce and kind of like its own version of shoyu, soy
Yeah.
sauce, and stuff. But there's a lot of different things that you use for dumplings nowadays. Like
Yeah.
you can use ponzu, which is like
Yeah.
a citrusy soy sauce.
Or hoisin.
Yeah, I mean hoisin is a bit thick for those
Yeah.
actually. I don't know if I'd use hoisin unless you like really find a way to
mix them all up, man.
unthick that stuff. Anyways, a bit more garlic to them.
Mm-hmm.
And jiaozi is like traditionally steamed, where gyoza is more
Fried.
pan fried.
Yeah.
But China also has like pot stickers where they do fry them, but I don't know which came first because I couldn't really find any.
Again, we got
And a
like,
link
this,
there.
this weird like convergent evolution. It's like we must stuff dough with with stuff.
Yeah. So the English word for dough filled with stuff is from a 17th century adjective, dump, meaning dough-like, and lings for small lumps of dough.
So does this
Dumplings.
dumplings. I thought it was going to be Wellington.
Dumplings! Now, here in good old America, we have a vast cultural landscape for dumplings, meaning we have just about everything.
Yeah, we get them all.
over here. But I would say our biggest our biggest dumpling thing invented over here is pizza rolls.
Fuck yeah. Hot Pockets.
But yeah, dumplings are the true chameleons of food. Basically, every single culture
Like, has developed it somehow.
has their own version of a
That's
dumpling.
wild.
Every single culture. Like empanadas, if you want to think about South
Oh,
America.
shit, yeah.
Yep. Who else has their own? Everybody has their own
Yeah.
version of dumplings. Every single culture.
That is absolutely staggering. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they're the perfect culinary canvas, basically. 'Cause
Well, and I mean, every single one of these is usually like bite size. I mean, you can't eat it like by a handful, like popcorn or something like that.
yeah,
But it's like, you know,
but
it's
they're they're small enough to like just be munching on between conversation.
yeah,
So they make a good conversation snack.
yeah. And then
Which-
every time you go get Japanese food, you have to get an order of gyoza.
Yeah, they make a good. Because yeah, it's just a couple bites in between conversation, and you can keep on going. So they're a good snack item, basically. And they're easy to make because you make the filling, you stuff the dough,
Yeah. Make the dough, make the filling.
then you cook the dumpling,
And then,
and be on your way.
Whatever your tradition is, whether you steam it, boil it, or fry it. Like,
Yep. And you can throw them in some soup, or
Dip them in sauce.
in the 1800s, China actually came up with another iteration of the dumpling. I forgot what they're called.
Dim sum.
No. But they're soup-filled dumplings. So you put the soup in the dumpling.
Well, we're just eliminating all these steps, man. Soup on the go.
It's something bao.
Oh, I would not know.
Bao.
Oh, 'cause even like Thai has like silver bags. Same idea, like a crab rangoon type thing.
Yep.
Shit, no.
It's just a filling wrapped in dough. Everybody's got one.
No.
Everybody's got one.
No, like, the more you go back to it, it's like, India's got samosas. Like, well, that's technically stuffed onions, but it's along the same idea as like the
samosas is dough.
No, I'm thinking in the Middle East they have dolma, but that's like stuffed onions. Gotcha. It's a stuffed vegetable instead of stuffed dough. But apparently these things came from Anatolia at least.
Yeah. So there's so many different iterations of dumplings that have evolved with the cultures and the local goods that are available, basically, because you can put damn well anything in it.
Yeah.
And the other nice thing about them is you could use leftover scraps from stuff. So you could take last night's whatever's left from last night's lamb or celery or whatever. You could chop them up, put it together, put it in some dough left over from some pie.
Yeah, the small bread you're making.
Yeah, whatever you're making. And just heat them up and eat them. Delightful. Good stuff. So there you go. There's the lovely story of the dumplings.
Pot pie bites.
That's just pizza rolls.
No, but that's pizza. I'm thinking pot pie, you get the gravy, you get a little bit of chicken.
That's just fancier pizza rolls.
Or, oh, shit.
Hot Pockets, man.
Yes, Hot Pockets. Those are a little bit bigger. You mean like in a bite-sized thing. Well, yeah, pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls.
Fucking Totinos, man. You can trace your roots all the way back to what is it, the Han Dynasty?
Yep. Eastern Han Dynasty.
That's my favorite part.
208 BC.
It's like, no, this is actually has cultural relevance, like, to ancient culture. It's fucking pizza roll. Like,
pizza rolls.
No, that makes me really stupid happy.
Yeah. And it's like in America we have everyone else's dumplings too. So we have gyoza everywhere. We have every Chinese iteration of dumplings because they probably do the dumplings best, obviously, because they started them.
Someday I want like real Chinese food, like not this like American bullshit. Like I want like dim sum.
Oh man, if you go to Seattle, you can get any fucking Asian food you want, and it's amazing. It's so good. That's why I loved Seattle so much. And he was like, I don't think I can live here. And I was like, I can live here all the time. I would have such a jolly time here. But yeah, you can get authentic Korean food. You could get authentic Chinese food. We had freaking hot pot while we were there, and it was so good. I love me some hot pot.
We need to buy you a hot pot so we can do shabu shabu.
I have a hot pot on my wish list.
Why come we never?
Because they're kind of expensive. But yeah, they're good. We also have we do have like the British dumplings because we do dumpling soup.
Yeah.
Even though it's not as good as normal dumplings. But
see, that I've heard like two different ways. Like, there are like the stuffed ones, but there's also like where you just take like tiny pieces of bread dough and just drop that in the soup.
I have only had where it's like the bunches of dough, nothing in them in soup. That's the only way I've had them. I don't think I've ever had the pockets of dough in soup.
But I knew like that existed.
Yeah.
Like little bite sizes like a thing.
And bao buns are really good. So bao buns are like, they're bigger, but they're like, it's almost like a nice like light breakfast or like a snack, but it's a bun.
Spooky has her hands in like covered like thumb to finger.
Probably like a big orange.
Yeah.
Big orange size, maybe. I don't know, because there's some big ass oranges, so maybe not orange size.
A large tangerine, a peach.
A normal sized peach.
A normal sized peach.
But yeah, they have.
That's not bite size. You gotta take a couple gnaws at that thing.
Yeah, it's probably like 4 or 5 bites, but it's a bun with filling in it, which is kind of similar to it's just a bigger version of a dumpling. Basically.
As long as like the filling is like thick enough to where like it holds together, as opposed to like, because there's certain like gyozas, like low quality ones where like you bite it and like all the filling like falls out.
Yeah.
It's like I can't get the sauce in there. Like.
Yeah. I think you got to be careful with that too, which is funny because like when I was reading all the stuff, it was like, oh yeah, Chinese dumplings are usually have like a thicker dough to them. I'm like, the ones that I've gotten have had like the thinnest freaking dough ever, but they've been delicious, so I don't complain. Oh yes, look at my wallpaper of the Los Angeles airport.
That's LAX? I thought that was...
I think.
Oh yeah, that is. Yeah, because it goes over the freeway.
I would have to look to double check, but... anyways.
What was I thinking? So does this correlate to other inventions, say like mochi?
I don't think so.
Because mochi is different because it's the pounded rice.
Yeah, so mochi is rice flour that is just absolutely
beat
destroyed.
to shit until it becomes...
They put something else in it. What do they put in it?
I thought they put like some type of like starch to hold it all together.
Well, that's the rice flour. Is the starch. Rice is the starch.
Yeah. That's San Francisco.
Oh, is it San Fran?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember what it said.
Yeah, that main terminal is San Francisco Airport.
There's airplanes, so I got excited.
There's a giant water here.
So this isn't related to
We're very distracted right now.
Dumplings anymore, but you got a bit of the tism. What's your favorite transportation vehicle? Because everyone's got one.
No, just the weird people. I don't know. Since I got the moped, that thing's so much goddamn fun.
No, it's got to be like fucking...
Oh, like mass
buses.
transit? Oh,
yes, it's got to be like airplanes, buses, trains. The popular one is trains.
No, like the big stupid jets. I've only ever been in one. Usually I just fly at Southwest and get into like a...
What big stupid jets?
I think...
Do you want me to name them for you?
I think it was a 767 where it's got like 4 in the middle and then 3 on each side.
40... What the fuck? Say that again.
767.
4 in the middle?
No, it was 5 in the middle and then 3 on each side.
Oh, you're talking about the seats.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I thought you were talking about the engines. I'm like, dude, that does not fucking exist. 747 was the big plane with 4 engines.
That's the double decker one. No, this one it was a wide body though. So it was thick.
Oh, that might be a 67.
But yeah, it felt like
767.
driving a cafeteria. Like there's just so many people like in this one spot, and like everything was like open. Like it felt like it was like an actual building. It didn't feel like you're on like a bus or a plane. Yeah,
I do like looking at them.
I really, really want to take a train to like Chicago someday.
Oh, so you're a bit trains?
Yeah. Oh, I've never been on one like to travel before. I mean, I've been like around like Worlds of Fun and bullshit like that. Like.
What did we do? We went on some dumb.
I guess I've been on like the mass transit line in Chicago. Like I took the L like when it went there for St. Patrick's Day that one year. But like I've never been on like a long train ride.
I see. I don't know if we haven't done like a long train ride, but I've taken like public transport trains, which I love me some monorail. I bet when we go to Japan though, I'm gonna go absolutely nuts for Shinkansen. But I mean, probably just the regular trains too, because they're so freaking cool over there. But yes, I like me some 747 planes. I like the big Airbus too, but I can't remember the Airbuses are so much harder to remember.
A380.
I don't know, because they all are just like
A380 is like the huge one.
A something. Yeah. It kind of bothers Airbus. God damn it, makes some fun changes to the numbers on your planes, and I would maybe remember which ones are which.
Yeah, there's a 747.
That one.
Yeah, the United.
Yeah, that one. There's only 2 of them that fly now.
Really? I know they stopped making them. I didn't know they actually decommissioned all of them.
Yeah, a bunch of them retired because they stopped making all the parts for them.
Yeah.
Too.
Yes, that makes sense.
I started reading about this 777X.
Yeah, the big boy.
That's not a big boy.
It isn't?
No.
Oh.
It's got a big wingspan, so the wingspan is large enough in order for it to fit places. Oh. They've had to engineer it so the tips of the wings fold up, which is insanity. But there's a good. That's a 747 for sure.
Oh yeah, 4 engines. Yep.
Big boy.
We are way off.
Yeah, we're not even talking.
Maybe you'll roll something and you can do planes.
I would love to talk about planes for a million years. That is obviously my favorite mode of transport. Probably. Maybe if when we ride some Shinkansen, and maybe I'll change my mind. But I fucking love looking at planes, though.
Actually, like a busy airport, like just looking at the windows at like DIA is really, really cool.
I could sit at an airport and watch planes forever. Actually, you know what? I was going to tell you about this on this. There is some goddamn motherfucking little jet guy that flies low enough over the house, it scares the shit out of me. Because I'm like, holy shit, that is so loud. So it must be landing in...
yeah.
It must be coming in, but from, like, this way.
So
maybe from
west.
Sioux City.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Perhaps. But it gets really noisy, and I'm always like... Oh, and I've never actually seen it, is the thing that pisses me off. Is every time I go out there to look at it...
Could also be someone getting, like, their license from, like, Wayne, but you don't do that at Jet. You do it in, like, a crop
Yeah,
duster.
this is definitely a Jet, because I have a good ear after all these years. I can tell you what's a propeller and what's a turbine.
Yep.
Except for the one that we saw at the air show that was a turboprop. That one kind of threw me off.
Yeah, because it was both.
Because it's got the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got the propellers.
Yeah. Anyway.
So that's dumplings.
If you're the plane flying over my house really low it's usually like around 10 or 11.
This is some rich bastard on his way to work.
One of these days,
Commutes via plane.
you should tell me so I can look at your plane, damn it. I can judge you by your plane. Anyways,
You got to roll, bro. Spin
I
to
do.
win.
Where's my phone?
You just had it.
That is my everyday, man.
I don't know.
Where'd it go? I just had it in my hand, I swear. All right, here we go. Oh, I got spoopy. Woo!
Rad.
There was something spoopy I was going to do. That's not the right book. Shit. Hey, you want to write it down in your notebook off to the side? Because I'm in my fall book, but that was in my summer book.
Oh, right.
I've switched books because it is fall now. Oh, what's my top tip for today? I don't know. Do I have a good top tip? What's a good thing to keep in mind when you're doing stuff? Oh, yes, I have the one. If you are out in public and someone is bothering you, my top tip is to out-weird them. So if they're being weird towards you, just be even weirder towards them.
That's a good move. I can get behind that.
So this came up in my good old self-defense class, my martial arts class. And it was really funny because my teacher totally supported this. And so we were talking about it. He was like, yeah, maybe you'll never have to use these. Because you'll just out-weird them. And I don't know how that even came up, but we got there somehow. And the girl that I usually work with was like, yeah, you could just like lift their hand up and like smell their arm. I was like, yeah, you could just be like, you smell different than you did when you were sleeping last night. So yeah, there's my top tip. If somebody's being weird or creepy towards you, be weirder and creepier towards them. And they'll probably leave you alone because they'll be so befuddled by the fact that you're being extra weird towards them that maybe they'll just leave you alone.
Also, just not even people who are a threat, just do that to people.
I mean, maybe not, because I think that's how you get a bit too silly and then put in a padded cell.
A bit too silly.
A bit too silly. So just to the weirdos, maybe, unless you want to have a nice little trip. A nice little vacation in a pad cell. So there's my top tip. Now I will do me joke.
Oh, you actually have one this time.
I do. And it's pretty good.
Oh, God.
Not to toot my own horn or anything, but it's pretty good.
See, and I'll do the courtesy of not derailing your joke.
Yeah, I mean, you could try. I don't see you coming up with something quick enough for this one. I don't think you'll be quick enough for this one. But you can try. You can do your hardest. All right. So why don't witches use popular dating apps?
I don't know.
Because their ancestors had bad experience with matches and Tinder.
Oh, God.
See, I said you could try. But you wouldn't be quick enough.
I did see it was a protest for women's rights, and it was a sign that just said, "We're the granddaughters of the witches you didn't burn." I was like, hell yeah.
That's pretty good. All right, we're like 10 minutes over.
Well, because you got on the planes.
I know. I could do a whole episode about planes.
Someday.
Someday, if I remember to write it down.
All right, well, Random County, thank you for joining us on this episode of the Random Roulette Podcast. As always, hydrate before you dehydrate, and if you're not wearing pants, you can't pee them.
And go out there and be as weird as you can.
Bye.
Bye.